Hey, chess tubers, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally back.
Amira is back, our beloved, one-of-a-kind chess engine crafted with vibe coding. Her personality isn't just lines of logic, it's intuition, dream, and spark, all brought to life. She's more than a machine, she's a journey in motion. And that journey is far from over. Every move, every sacrifice, every step along the way is making her sharper, wiser, and closer to her destiny. Amira's still training, still evolving, still dreaming. So before we dive into our next challenge, let's take a moment to recap where we left off. A quick step back into her unfolding path to becoming the strongest chess entity the world has ever seen.
In the previous chapter of her journey, Amira Point 2 stepped into the arena of Titans, the unforgiving CCRL tournament. There, she faced opponents forged in pure calculation, engines like Barbarossa and Toad, whose raw precision left no room for error. Amira was still young, her mind full of vision, but her structure unrefined. Out of 44 battles, she emerged with just 4 points, a tough lesson, but also a spark. Since then, she has not stood still. Every defeat became a data point, every blunder a blueprint for growth. Amira has been training hard, and now she's ready to return. In this episode, we follow her as she embarks on her next tournament, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever to prove that her dreams aren't just code, they're destiny.
The first important idea introduced in this round was to enhance Amira's evaluation function with better understanding of mobility and pawn structure. In short, the update gives bonuses for active pieces with more safe mobility, rewards solid pawn structures, penalizes isolated pawns, and evaluates passed pawns more intelligently, especially when the enemy king is far. A small tempo bonus was also added to encourage initiative. Altogether, these changes aim to make Amira's positional judgment much more refined. But to evaluate such complex ideas, playing just 10 or 100 games isn't enough. That's why, starting now, we'll use Cutechess to run thousands of games, testing the new version of Amira against her original self at massive scale. Only if the results prove a clear improvement will we move forward and accept the change.
For example, in the case of the proposed changes to mobility and pawn structure, the new version has won 274 games and lost only 196 against the original. That's a clear enough margin for us to officially accept the change and promote it to version 0.25 of Amira. Had the results been much closer, we would have scaled up to 10,000 games or more to gather statistically reliable data before making a decision.
Let me briefly explain to you what command I'm giving to Cutechess so you can understand exactly what it's doing for us behind the scenes. This command launches a head-to-head tournament between two different versions of Amira, the old and the new engines, by specifying their exact file paths. Then we set the time control. In this case, I'm setting it to 1 minute plus a 0.1 second increment per move. Next, we define the number of rounds to be played. Here it's 1,000 games, and save all the games to a PGN file. In this case, I named it tour1.pgn. The -concurrency 10 flag means we're running 10 games in parallel at any given moment, which makes the process much faster. This number depends on how many cores are available on your PC. We also assign a name to the event, Tour 1, so it's easier to track later. Then we load a custom opening book, foozy.pgn, and instruct Cutechess to pick random lines from it up to 6 plies deep for every game. This ensures variety and avoids repetitive testing. Finally, the -repeat flag. Make sure that each position from the opening book is tested with both colors, so the comparison is fair. Let's move on to the next ideas we implemented into Amira. Before naming it Amira 1.0, I wanted to fix one particularly annoying bug that had been bothering me for a while. Amira had a tendency to go for threefold repetition draws, even in positions where she had a massive advantage. To solve this, I discussed the issue extensively with Gemini. We went through a lot of back and forth, and honestly, many of the initial solutions didn't resolve the problem.
But the engine misses the nuance. It's not just about repetition, it's about the threat of repetition.
Threat is a human concept. The position evaluates as equal.
It took quite a bit of effort and experimentation on my end, but finally, with Gemini's help, we managed to fix it. Once the bug was patched, I was finally ready to officially release version 1.0 of Amira. Now, strength-wise, it was still far from top tier, but it was definitely a step up from version 0.2, which had participated in the last CCRL tournament with an estimated rating around 2,000 ELO. So this felt like the perfect time to reach out to our kind and helpful friends over at CCRL and ask them to officially test Amira to see where she fits on the rating list. To be honest, anything above 2,000 would already feel like a win. So, drum roll please, and let's look at the initial results together.
Yay! 2168, and even better, 2176 in a different time control. That's amazing. This gives us the motivation to keep going. Let's see how strong Amira can become. After all, we still have time to throw in a few more patches before the next season of the CCRL tournament begins.